Warning: the following video may contain harsh language, crude humor, and may offend unintentionally, and is an affiliate of Scythering Productions. The opinions and comments expressed do not reflect those of the Scythering team. All credit and criticism shall be warranted to TWS Productions. Viewer discretion is advised.
And welcome to That Wrestling Show, Episode 3. And unfortunately, I wish I was here on happier terms. I have to do a little bit of news. I know it's kind of going back to the old format, but there is a reason for this, and we'll get to that in just a second. This is breaking news that I was able to get off of the PC, and it's very startling news. Get ready for this. If you notice, WWE has actually pulled back on featuring CM Punk's character in recent weeks. It appears that there's actually a reason behind it. One of the main topics of conversation behind the scenes in WWE in recent weeks is that CM Punk's career may be coming to an end very shortly. And though it has nothing to do with an injury or with steroids or anything of that nature, no, it's worse. Punk has actually been telling people close to him that he's actually interested in taking some time off when his WWE contract expires in the next coming months. Punk has reportedly blurted out from living the hectic WWE lifestyle for the last 5 years that he's said to be very unhappy with the lack of push that he has received in recent months. Punk has been a workhorse for WWE without being treated as one of the company's top stars. While WWE may have had a strong effort to push The Miz and Del Rio to the moon, Punk has somewhat been neglected and is just there on the WWE roster. The topic of Punk leaving WWE actually started around the European tour and continued at Monday night's WWE Raw. While Punk leaving WWE would be yet another huge blow to the talent roster, there is still a chance that WWE can sign him to a new deal. It is also possible that WWE could give him a few months off when his contract expires and bring him back when he's had time to recharge. Now, there's two sides. You can look at this from every single angle. The first side is, okay, so CM Punk's not a main event star. He's only been in the company for 5 years, and he's already complaining that he's just the guy or just a guy, but he's not the massive guy. He's not the champion. You know, you could say that he's kind of being a little bit of a baby about it. That's one perspective you can look at it. But then you have to look at it from the other perspective. CM Punk was a guy that was over, legitimately over, before he debuted in WWE. He went to ECW and became the ECW champion. He then went to Raw and became a World Heavyweight Champion after winning Money in the Bank. He is an Intercontinental Champion, a former Tag Team Champion. And all of a sudden, these pushes kind of floundered a little bit. The weird thing is they let Punk kind of go in the way of heel a la Jeff Hardy. They used Jeff Hardy's lifestyle as a way to make the straight edge lifestyle a heelish idea. Which in actuality, if you really think about it, a guy that doesn't drink and doesn't smoke and tells you to stay the straight and narrow is not someone you'd want to boo, but I understand the way they were going. CM Punk is one of those guys that can perform and can do anything and everything in the ring. There's a lot of guys in WWE right now that are like that are not getting the push that they deserve. Now, I know some of them are just breaking into the business, that are just getting their run and just starting to get into WWE. And yes, they shouldn't be pushed to the moon right off the bat. But there's a lot of guys that have been there for just as long as CM Punk and aren't going anywhere. In fact, there's a lot of guys that can perform and they're not doing anything with. Right now, the top 3 guys that have been pushed, the top 4 guys I just said that have really been pushed are Edge, The Miz, John Cena, and Randy Orton. Those are the only guys that have really had any kind of title aspirations. Yeah, you've had Jericho and you had Batista in that mix. You had Undertaker in that mix for a little while. But overall, not a whole lot of stuff has really happened. It has been the same guys getting the same spots over and over and over. Now, I know that this argument's come up 1,005 times, and people have been talking about it in chat rooms and in web forums and how much they can't stand Cena or Orton or this or that. We get that. We're not going to that level. The level I'm trying to point here is this. CM Punk is one of those guys that legitimately, and I mean legitimately, can wrestle. I don't care if Vince McMahon wants to back away from the word wrestling. I don't care if Vince McMahon wants to completely revolutionize the wrestling industry and become a movie star or movie maker or whatever. You know what? I don't give a damn what Vince McMahon does or thinks. We're not tuning in for all the Hollywood magic. We're not tuning in for the storylines. We're tuning in for the damn wrestling. That is what hooked us in the first place. The stuff that they can do in the ring that we physically and feasibly can't do no matter how hard we try. Because to us, they're superheroes. And they're going to eventually probably take away all of our superheroes one by one. CM Punk, heel, face, tweener, it doesn't matter. The guy is legitimately over. If he wants some time off, give him some time off. The guy has had a losing streak for the last 2 years straight. He's done nothing wrong. He never shows up late. You never hear any news about him, beating up people backstage. You never hear him getting into a fight. You never hear him getting pulled over for drugs. The guy is 100% legit. He is 100% clean. The guy is 100% dedicated to his craft. When he was in ROH, when he was in Japan, when he was in TNA for a brief period of time, and in WWE, not one bad thing came out of him. Yeah, he dated divas left and right, but that's, who cares? Not one person had one bad thing to say about CM Punk other than Jeff Hardy, and look how great his career is going right now. It's funny. All of a sudden, everyone that we seem to like and go for, smark-wise and fan-wise, they just want to get rid of and throw away. They have taken CM Punk, and not just CM Punk, but a lot of the guys, and are just throwing them under the bridge, throwing them under the water, throwing them under the bus, just to just push the same guy that's been on the top for the last 10 years, just to move on. Another guy whose stock is declining right now is Del Rio. When he came to SmackDown, everyone was talking about him. He lost to Edge at WrestleMania, and now his stock has dropped. Really, does anyone at this point really give a damn if he's a World Heavyweight Champion? To be 100% honest, no. No one cares. In fact, no one cares to the point that they're going to take him from SmackDown and throw him over to Raw. Which means his main event match at Extreme Rules is meaningless. And if he wins the world title, it doesn't mean anything. Because the WWE title on the 3 contenders that are in the steel cage is still staying on Raw. So, again, they have devalued everything. Not for nothing. I'm at the breaking point where I'm about this damn close to being done altogether. For almost a year, and for almost 2 years, I ran the Blacklist. Myself and BM ran the Blacklist. We brought you news and backstage gossip, and every single week, as painful as it was to see, now it's really starting to come full circle. There is a reason why it's called That Wrestling Show, because we report on wrestling. We don't give a damn about the drama. We don't care about the spectacle. We don't care about how much money they're making or the celebrities. No, we want to get back to the basics. We want our wrestling back. If CM Punk, and I guarantee this, if CM Punk should be released from his contract and goes off, does his own thing, and comes back, I guarantee you, people are going to mark out like motherfuckers. But if they release CM Punk and have nothing for him and kind of just get rid of him, I guarantee you 40% of the viewing audience will be gone. What I mean by gone, I mean gone. I'm sorry. Sin Cara is not going to bring in ratings. Karma is not going to bring in ratings. The Rock is not going to bring in ratings. Austin is not going to bring in ratings. Taker ain't going to do it. Shawn ain't going to do it. And it ain't going to be anyone that we've already seen or these new guys that they won't even push on television. And when they do, they pair them up and give them horrible spots. This is one of the big problems why WWE, and not just WWE, but essentially we'll stick with WWE because we want to get started on that other show. This is one of the reasons why no one cares about the product anymore. Because the stars that actually legitimately have a connection with the fans, whether they're a good guy or a bad guy, it doesn't matter. the guys that have connection and can actually wrestle and tell a story in the ring. You squash, you bury, you destroy, you flush, or because they have relationship problems, they're not going to get anywhere in the business. Or unless they're not 255 pounds, they can't do anything. Or they can't talk on the mic, or they can't do this, or they can't do that. If they're not a cookie cutter, carbon copy, Hulk Hogan, carbon copy guy, if they can't do exactly what they did back in the 80s, just less, and if they can't please the board of directors and make sure that everyone that's associated with WWE, if they're not the poster boy or the poster child or whatever the hell you want to call, if they're not the cookie cutter formula outlet that they want, where every single person looks the same, wrestles the same, talks, walks, is, and acts the same, then they don't give a damn. CM Punk is one of those guys that right now, this is a huge rumor, but it has stirred a fire in my belly. I have never been behind a character so much in recent years other than CM Punk. Whether he was beating the crap out of Jeff Hardy, getting a beating from Randy Orton, fighting Rey Mysterio, fighting The Undertaker, on ECW, off ECW, it didn't matter. CM Punk is a made man. Before he debuted, he was over. If WWE allows that to slip through their fingertips, there is no hope for the company. And as for this wrestling fan, there is no hope for me going to WrestleMania 28, giving a damn about WrestleMania 28, giving a damn about any of the pay-per-views, giving a damn about the product, giving a damn about anything that the company stands for. I'll even go on record and say, even if Undertaker is going to go 30-0, it won't even matter. Because God knows that there'll be only two guys that actually wrestle, and I have to sit through 3.5 to 4 hours of bullshit just to see one match. And not for nothing, but it ain't worth it. I want to hear your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, your thoughts. Send CM Punk some email. Send me some email. Just do everything in your power to make it known that we don't want CM Punk to go. And if he does go back to ROH and get ROH on the mainstream and flush all this major competition out. It is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely asinine. And what's funny is I made my return here to YouTube when all of a sudden it was Kaval that was released. People were kind of bashing me. Now it might be CM Punk. You notice a theme here. People that aren't homegrown in WWE are getting flushed down the toilet and thrown away. Pretty soon it'll be Bryan Danielson. He'll be gone. And then all of a sudden you'll see everyone under 240 pounds getting thrown out the door. You watch. You watch. I'm telling you right now, WWE within the next 2 or 3 years is going to have the same size, the same style, the same format. They're all going to look the same, talk the same, walk the same, and be the same. It's going to be staler than shit. In fact, the paint job on my wall is going to be a lot more entertaining than what they've been putting out in the last 5 years. I am DM from That Wrestling Show. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear what you think. I don't care if there's 5 people, 10 people, 1,000 people, or 1,000,000 people that watch this. This is important times for the wrestling business, and I guarantee you, I will put my dick on the line that if they release CM Punk, 40%, at least 40% of the wrestling audience will go. I am DM from That Wrestling Show, and we'll see you next time.